Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another StarCraft 2 commentary. We're going to be looking at another 1 versus 1, this time on the map Lost Temple. We're again going to be looking at my friend zyZ, or zyZ. I'm just going to call him zyZ. It's easier to say it that way. Or, for the most part, I may just say the red Protoss player. His opponent today, spawning in the cross position now, is going to be another Zerg player. His name is Fabulous, as the blue Zerg piece is here on the eastern side of Lost Temple. So we're looking at another PvZ. Last game, zyZ won that very decisively and was even able to circumvent the fact that the Zerg player had a hidden third base. I think that the locking down of the natural expansion with that quick cannon aggression was very good, and it looks like he may go for another similar play here. He's throwing down that pylon on the low ground out the front of the natural expansion to hopefully secure that and maybe do some early pressure with cannons at the Zerg player's natural. His scouting probe is going to be moving across the map here. Scouted up to this position first, is going to realize that the Zerg player is in the cross positions, and he's going to be moving up in there now. And like any Zerg player on this map, sent the Overlord across the water first to see if they were close positions by air. And in either case, that's always good for a Zerg player. Moving in now with the scouting probe to see exactly what's going on. We've got the pool going down. Looks like that's gone down on 15 or so. Wonder if we'll see a hatch come down on maybe 16, or he might stick to a little bit of one base and play. We've got a gateway forge going down at the front. Might not go for the aggressive cannon play like he did last game, but may just stick to the fast expand sort of tactic for Protoss. And that's becoming very popular, it seems, recently. A lot more Protoss players are going for this early securing of the natural. Scout drone going to move in here and see that the Protoss player is going to look to secure the natural quickly. And he's probably going to try to harass that probe, but nothing doing, looks like. Another Overlord moving out, and there goes the expand going down. Looks like that probably went down on about 17 or so. We've got a Queen coming out, as well as a couple of Zerglings. Gas going down as well for the Zerg player. And my other monitor is going to sleep. We don't want that to happen. Cybercore going down, so yes, it looks like the blue Protoss is going to just be playing a little more passive, a little more macro style, securing with a cannon on the high ground here. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Look at what he's doing there. He's built an evolution chamber. He did the trick where you build a hatchery, cancel it, and then build an evolution chamber on the small piece of creep that was there. Now, while the evolution chamber will die eventually because it doesn't have creep to keep it alive, when this does die, it will spawn a bunch of broodlings, and it can be something to deal with in the early game. Very interesting play. I don't think I've ever seen that. The evolution chamber is done, and it is slowly going to bleed to death. You can see the hit points of it are decreasing steadily. And he's, of course, seen that. Very interesting. Very interesting play. I've never seen that done in the natural expansion of an enemy Protoss player. Interesting play. That Zealot's going to take some thwacks at that thing, going to punch away at it. Spine Crawler going down at the front of the natural expansion. We've got some drones that have Maynarded their way down there. Another Queen has come up. 4 more Zerglings on the way now. And I don't think there's any other support coming in here. When this does go down, I think this Zealot will fall to the broodlings that spawn. I forget exactly how many broodlings spawn when an Evo chamber dies. Let's see. It looks like about 6. 6. Will they kill it? Will they kill the Zealot? Yes, they do. They kill the Zealot before the broodlings themselves die. Not sure that was really well worth it for the Zerg player to do, but it's kind of funny anyway. We've got this probe moving in to see what's going on. It's going to get poked to death by that spine crawler. Goodbye. 2 more gateways are on the high ground now. Double gas is up and securing the natural expansion as well once that Evo chamber has gone down. The Zerg player has 2 Zerglings stationed, I should say, at the Xel'Naga towers to scout any movement moving across the map. Very good play, very good to do. A couple of Zerglings over here, not sure what they're up to just yet. We've got the Zergling speed almost done now for the Zerg player, so Speedlings on the way, as well as a layer tech has just gone down. The Roach Warren is up as well. Don't think we see any roaches on the field just yet. A couple of larva injects there. We've got +1 weapons on the way now as well. Warp gates have just finished for the Protoss player. Warping in some more stalkers. And I'd kind of be a little wary. I'd probably throw down another pylon just to reinforce this. If you lose this pylon, all of this goes down. And that's not a good spot to be in. Pylon behind the mineral line now. And the Protoss player moving out to the Zelnaga tower to see what's going on. Back over in Camp Zerg. Gas going down at the natural, gas, second gas at the main also going up. And there go the drones there to extract the gas. Now moving across the map is the Protoss player with a small group of Zealot, Stalker, Sentry. And it looks like the Zerg player are getting to work on the rocks to potentially eventually secure the gold. Some Speedlings up here on the side, not sure what they're up to yet. And the Zerg player are going to be moving around to check for any hidden expansions with his main force. It's a good play. This Overlord, what can this Overlord see right now? It can see that there's something being built at the at the forge. Can see everything pretty much going on in the natural. Very good Overlord placement. You want it just kind of right on this edge so it's out of vision of the Protoss player, but you can see everything. And all the Zerglings coming to bear on these rocks, so they will go down pretty quickly. 4 roaches on the field there. And this force taking out that Zergling as well that was scouting there. Another Zergling back over at that tower to retake that. Very good. And it looks like, no, he's going to back out. I thought he was going to go in there and try to snipe out some of those Zerglings. Might not be worth it. A lot of roaches going to pop here. Looked like I think I saw 8 roaches on the production tab, I'm sorry. We've got Glial Reconstitution and Burrow almost done for these roaches. So might possibly see some Burrow Micro from the roaches. And Burrow roaches are very deadly, especially if the player is good with the micromanagement of the roaches. Oh, look at this. We've got 2 Stargates have gone up with a couple of Phoenix popping out now. Curious what kind of play he's going to do with these Phoenix. Probably go Overlord hunting. Definitely worth going Overlord hunting there. Roach is going to try and maybe pick off, looks like, are they going to pick off this forge? No. That Roach goes down, trapped by those force fields. Good force field play. I'm very impressed with the force field play. Those Phoenix have also popped, and I think he's just going to go Overlord hunting with these. Not too uncommon there, especially now in the new patch. The Phoenix build a lot faster. And, ooh, this is good. This is very good. If the Protoss player moves across the map to this section here, which it looks like he's going to do, and he catches all of these Overlords over here, they do not have Overlord speed. No, he's not going to go that way. He's going to go into the main and try and do some harass. Potentially just do some scouting. That would be very nice if he could run up in the corner here and pick off all of these Overlords. That would supply block the Zerg player to high hell. Graviton beaming the Queen, gonna take that out, no problem. Force of Speedlings and Roaches here in the middle. And right now, aside from these Phoenix moving around, the Protoss player can't really do too much. Gold expansion has gone up, and another and a 4th base has gone down here at the natural of the southern position. And these Phoenix just continuing to scout around. Nothing too interesting there. Hydralisks in the back to counter those. Some Spore Crawlers also gone up to prevent the Phoenix harass. And these Phoenix should lift up a drone. There you go. Grab some drones. Pick them off. 4th Phoenix in over here. 5th. 6th Phoenix. Very good play. I'm a fan of Phoenix play. I try to do a little bit of it when I can in team games, just because in team games I can get away with doing nonsense. Personally, though, I'm not really all that good at doing Phoenix play in 1 versus 1 games. He's also going to move around with these Phoenix. Phoenix are great scouting. They're so fast. They can move while shooting. They can shoot while moving. And all that good stuff. Robo Bay's down. Observer coming out. We've got the Colossus Den, also known as the Robotics Bay, on the way. So Colossus could be a very good possibility now. We've got Zealot Charge being researched at the Twilight Council. A whole bunch of buildings thrown down. A couple of pylons. Another gateway. How many gateways are we on? There's 4 there. 4 there. 5 gateways right now. Have we seen any upgrades from the air weapons? No, we've got ground weapons level 2 on the way. We've also researched armor level 1. So these ground forces are pretty powerful. And we do have a Colossus queued up. Once that observer pops, that Colossus will be on the way. Back at Camp Zerg, some roaches moving across the map. Where are those Hydralisks at? I believe, there they are. They're now moving out into the main force here, it looks like. We're still on layer tech here for the Zerg player. Whole host of upgrades. We've got Overlord Speed, I believe that's what that is. Ground. We've got Zerg missile attacks and Zerg ground armor level 2 on the way. This force is just sitting there for now. Not sure what's going on. And it looks like the Protoss player is going to be securing his gold as well. Meanwhile, we've got engagement in the middle here. And we'll see who comes out on top. The Zerg player is backing up. Great force field play now going down for zyZ on a lot of Graviton beaming. And it looks like nothing doing for this attack from the Zerg player. It's just going to get cleaned up fairly easily, especially now that that Colossus is out. Good play there from the Protoss player, definitely. Forcing the Zerg player back. Taking a look at the Army tab. The Protoss player is actually behind in food count, which is ironic because he seems to be so far ahead in what he's doing. I'm curious how many of that food is drones. Yeah, look at that. 62 harvesters over 49. So there's some food loss there. However, the Zerg player does have an extra base over the Protoss player, so that warrants the extra harvesters, absolutely. Go back to the production tab for now. And it looks like while I was talking, this force got snapped a little bit there. The Colossus was lost a bunch of the Phoenix. Another Colossus, 2 Void Rays on the way, interesting. Zealot Charge is now obviously done. This force, not really too much you can do against that many roaches at this point. This Colossus needs to get out of there. Gonna have to be forced to cancel that Nexus, obviously. And just trying to pick off as many of these roaches as he can with the long range of the Colossus and the lifting capabilities of the Phoenix. Back here, a lot of Overlords. Looks like he might go for a lift up into the main. I think that's exactly what he was planning on doing, but no, the Phoenix are going to move in and pick off the Overlords. That little tactic is going to be squashed, but it looks like he may go for another one by loading them up over here and trying to run them over. Those Overlords need to get out of there. Though I think he has an excess. He's still at max 200 food, which is fairly good. And going back to that Army tab real quick, 180 food over 103. So at this point, I definitely think the Zerg player has the upper hand very convincingly. Large force of roaches and Hydralisks in the middle, and a small group over here. No, that's a bunch of Overlords, I'm sorry. Moving in with the Void Ray and the Phoenix to lock down this expansion, very effective. At this point, he needs to do something to get into this game. Not too many Hydralisks in this force. Honestly, there he goes. He's lifting up all the Hydralisks. All the Hydralisks will fall to these fully charged Void Rays, and oftentimes roaches cannot shoot upwards, so there's the end of that. Takes out the final roach, or I'm sorry, takes out the final Hydralisk. This Void Ray gets away with 40 hit points left. Not too bad, and it's going to lock down this expansion. The hatchery does fall. Moving over here, the roach is moving into the gold again. Trying to throw some cannons up, that's not going to be anything doing. Zealots moving in, some force fields going down, but I don't know how well it's going to do. Though a lot of the roaches are falling, especially to these Colossus. And he's focusing down this Nexus. I don't know why he's focusing down the Nexus. He's losing a lot of roaches to this Colossus. The Colossi with their long range and their splash damage are doing just so much damage. A lot of those roaches went down. And I think they went down unnecessarily. If he had run in there headlong into this force, I believe he would have taken it out. Losing a few in the process, but I definitely think he would have taken it out. Instead, he tried to focus down the Nexus that was under construction there. Not worth it. He should have engaged this force head-on, and I believe he could have sniped out these Colossus and these smaller forces there as well. Looks like he may be trying another Doom drop if he can muster his forces over here. We've got a lot of Hydras. Holy crap, that's a lot of Hydras. And it is disgusting how slow Hydralisks are off creep. They have +2/+2 upgrades now, so they are pretty powerful as well. These Phoenix sitting here over the island, making sure that no shenanigans with some island expansions. And here comes the drop. A Hydralisk moving up in here, probably forgot to get loaded in. And here come the Colossus counterattack, but they're going to be forced to move back into the base now. A lot of Hydralisks. These Hydralisks just do so much damage, but they're very squishy, especially against the Colossus, and a lot of them are going down. And I believe this attack will get cleaned up with very minimal losses. I don't think he even lost a single structure there. So that attack didn't do too much. You would think a big attack, a big Doom drop like that would do a little bit more damage, but nothing doing. Securing the gold again, at least trying to, throwing down some cannons at the front of it. And now the Phoenix are moving in to stop these Overlords from doing anything. Definitely going to stop those shenanigans right now. More Hydralisks moving out. Continuing to produce Hydralisks. And a lot of roaches. We've also got a Warp Prism now on the way for the Protoss player. He might try to secure the island expansion, or he might even go for a Warp Prism drop, maybe an Immortal drop or some Warp in Harass to the back of the main, because this is kind of open right here. You could sneak the Warp Prism over here, deploy it, and warp in before the enemy would have a chance to react. And I definitely think the tables have turned. The Zerg player was definitely ahead. Let's go back to the Army tab. The Zerg player was definitely ahead, and still technically ahead in food count. However, the Protoss player with these Colossus, how many is there? 4. Now got the Warp Prism. We'll see what he does with that. 4 Colossus. We got 2 attack upgrades as well for these Colossus, and they just do so much damage to the ground units of the Zerg. And it looks like the Zerg player is still sticking to Roach Hydra, and I definitely think he needs to get out of that. He needs some Corruptors up to deal with these Colossus. I don't know if he has a Spire on the way. No, the Spire is done. Not sure what he's producing out of it just yet. He's upgrading missile attacks still. Does he have any Corruptors out on the field? Any Corruptors anywhere? Corruptors? No? No Corruptors. He's built that Spire, now going for a greater Spire, so he might try to force out some Broodlords here. The Hive is all obviously done, and he's going for his 5th base, 4th expansion, 5th base. He's almost completely mined out this gold, so he's definitely had... The Zerg player has definitely had the econ advantage in this game. And it hasn't really done too much for him, though. He hasn't really utilized it in a way that has been able to push him ahead for the win. We've also got High Templar now coming out, Psionic Storm on the way. So Storms plus Colossus plus Phoenix Micro is going to be very effective against this force. Meanwhile, we've got an engagement here, the Colossus in the back. A lot of roaches trying to get us around, trying to get a concave here. Good force fields going down, trying to pick off the Colossus, but wisely moving the Colossus back onto the high ground. And again, it looks like he's going to win this engagement, taking some losses, but still being able to push the Zerg forces back. I'm running out of breath. Wow. Very, very, very good play from our Protoss player here. I'm very impressed with this. These Colossus are just insane. 17 kills on that Colossus. 24 kills for that one. 22 for that one. These Colossus are absolutely destroying everything that they come in contact with right now. It is ridiculous. Even an Immortal in there, 7 kills on that one. And we got an Archon as well. Oh, man. Protoss player definitely turning these into an advantage here. Finally, some Corruptors out on the field. He might go for some Broodlords because that Greater Spire is now done. Missile attacks level 3 on the way, so he's still committing to this Roach Hydra play, and I don't agree with it at this point. the Corruptors, sure, because he definitely needed them to deal with these Colossus. And he's moving in with this engagement here. Storm's going down. And I believe the the Phoenix are going to be able to take care of the Corruptors, though he will lose all 3 Colossus to these Corruptors, but the ground force is definitely taken care of. And this expansion is locked down once again. So the advantage for the Zerg player in terms of economy has been thrown away several times. Going to be picking off a lot of drones here. These drones on the... Oh, look at that. Beautiful force field to trap those drones. They will all go down. Goodbye, drones. See ya next time. The army count, and look at that. Look at that. The tables have absolutely turned. It is 132 over 67 food. The Protoss player is now ahead in the army count by a huge margin. And I definitely think that it is a matter of time before the advantage just pushes him into the win column at this point. We've got a small group of roaches going to move in and try and attack the gold again here, but it's going to be nothing doing. These zealots are just so strong. They've got +3 attack. Another Colossus out. Do we have any more Corruptors being made? No, we do not. More roaches on the way. 8 roaches on the way. And this force, which has just done so much damage down here, is going to be moving back up into the middle. This small group of roaches is going to move in here. The Immortal is just going to be too much for these, especially if these Phoenix turn around and do some lifting. Gonna lift any? Gonna lift any? No, not really. No, guess not. I feel like if he had done some lifting with the Graviton Beam, he would have easily won that engagement, but instead just lets it fall. He's still definitely got the advantage. Another Void Ray out. Another Colossus on the way. 2 Void Rays now out. How many gateways are we up to here? He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways. Fully mined out at the main. Nearly fully mined out at the natural. He ought to grab another base, which he is doing up here at the island. And look at that. A Nidus Worm going to move in here into the island to try and lock this down. This is a sneaky play. I definitely like this, to lock down the island. Very good. And then he can retreat through the Nidus Worm, get out of there as soon as he can to get onto the main field of battle here, which is what he definitely needs to do. And I still believe that the Protoss player is ahead. Let's look at the army count again. Yeah, look at that. 149 over 88. The red player is definitely ahead. zyZ definitely knows what he's doing in terms of the Protoss pieces. A good mix of units here. Not sure you usually see Void Rays and Colossus too much in the same group, but they can be very deadly. Void Rays make a good complement to your main forces, because if you can keep them alive, keep them back, let them get charged up on the beefier units like the roaches and structures, they can just do so much damage. All of these roaches are burrowed. It looks like he might go for an ambush here. Is he going to unburrow? There they go. Roaches and Hydras are burrowed. Then they pop up, but Storm's going down over them. And my computer's lagging. I don't know why. But all of those forces are going to fall. The Colossus... Is that Colossus going to die? Yes, it does. It was sitting at 18 HP for a while. But I definitely think that this game is definitely over at this point. He's taken out those forces. And there is not much left for Fabulous to do. And there goes the GG. Very good play from our Protoss player. zyZ... I had never seen any of his games before these 2 replays that we watched, and now I know why he is so high. He was so high in his Diamond League, and I'm gonna actually check. I assume he probably made Masters at this point. He's definitely a good player. Can get up there with some of the best of them, I think, if he works at it, and hopefully we'll see some more of him in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a very good game. It was fun for me to watch and cast, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.